I will never not be shocked by McDonald's inflated prices. You mean to tell me $7.64, this and this, a Coke and a fry. I remember back in the day when I only had a couple dollars and I could go get a whole meal at McDonald's.
This is the craziest shit ever. So I'm here at Chipotle and I just want to show you guys what I ordered. This is literally all that I ordered. Just this. And this shit cost me $20. 19, but that's basically 20. $19 for one person. That's literally an hour of work for a lot of people in this world. This is fucking crazy, and I'm only here because I'm starving, but...
This guy's in Seattle. Says it's so expensive to eat out here nowadays. This guy says, I think the worst part is how expensive cheap food got. It wasn't long that $10 breakfast or lunch was available. And at this point says, good luck trying to stay under that at Starbucks. You know, people are saying that back in the day, you know, really basic Vietnamese food was like $15. You know, now it's like getting more and more expensive. You know, everything's just getting so pricey. You know, people are saying restaurant service is getting bad. You know, the massive food bills aren't worth it anymore. And I do agree. Like, I go out and eat, and it's like 30, 35 bucks just for myself. And it's like a basic restaurant. Anything a little fancier is like over 50 bucks. It's too expensive. Restaurants are getting greedy.
All right, quick question. So, what is the going rate for like a quick sit down meal at restaurants nowadays? Because, you know, I've been eating out a lot lately, just like a run in, grab something, and my food has been between like $18 and $25. So, I'm just curious.
So I just went to a local barbecue spot to pick up dinner for my family later today. And mind you, it's just 4 of us, 2 kids and me and my husband. We're not even all here. I got 2 other kids, older kids that are away at college. But I get our usual things that we get, and it's $198 just for 4 people. I feel like if I'm spending that much, I should be feeding a whole room of people. But no, just for us. That's how much it is. Yes, this is a local spot that I've eaten at for years. The food is good, don't get me wrong, but just watching the prices just creep up for same experience, same food, just more money. That's all pretty much what it comes down to. I mean, to me, I was like, I guess I need to get myself in the backyard and learn how to barbecue. I don't know. I felt like my mom back in the day when she would say, no, baby, we got food at home. We're not getting that. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments. I don't like these restaurant prices at all. It's highway robbery, in my opinion. Y'all let me know.
If you have kids, do not eat at this restaurant because I just got charged a $50 unruly children fee. I have never heard of this happening before. We were having a normal dinner with our 2 kids, and then all of a sudden we were slapped with a fine. They did call me and leave a voicemail, so listen to this and tell me if I was in the wrong or not.
Hi, this is Alex calling from Elysian Table in Seattle. I was returning your request for a manager to call you regarding the unruly children fee. Your children were listening to their iPads at a loud volume, which was ruining the ambiance for other guests that we had at the time. Your children were also walking around the restaurant on their own without their shoes, and they were also eating their food with their hands instead of using the proper utensils. We want to make sure that this is an enjoyable experience for all of our guests. So the unruly children fee will not be removed from your bill. If you would like, we can pull our security camera footage and show you what we were talking about. We request that you do not return to our restaurant at this time. If you have further questions, you can call me back.
One of the things that I truly cannot stand about how this country has gone is the fact that buying food, going out to eat used to be a way of life. Like, nobody cared. When we grew up, you ate out barely once a week. By the time, like, I want to say 2020 hit, we were eating out 5 times a week. And that's the average, okay? I looked it up. 5 to 7 times a week. Roughly every day. That's why meal prepping became such a craze. Not just because of fitness, but because people needed to plan to eat. Otherwise, they would just buy whatever was out because it was cheaper. You can go to Kava and get actual real food for $15. If you wanted to get a big old drink, you could get it for $20. Now, I remember the first time I had my dad take me to Five Guys, and my burger and fries was like $15. He said, we're never coming back here. Enjoy it because we're never coming back here. I just paid $40 for the two of us to eat. This is bullshit. You can't have anything. And I'm a foodie myself. I love to try new food. That is not an option. That is not an option anymore. It's not a regular thing. Yes, I can do it, but not if I want to be nice. Go out and take my friends to eat. Go out and take my fucking mother, my dad to eat, my sister to eat. It's too expensive. Now when a kid reaches for my food, I think of how much it's going to cost what you take off my damn plate. That's $1.78 worth of fries. Put it back. I hate this place now. It's not the way it used to be. Everything is a problem. Every fucking thing is a problem.
It's just now hitting me how expensive food is now, bro. I remember back then, you could get like a Whataburger meal for like less than $10. And while I was working there, I saw it creep up to like, from like 8 something to like 9, 10. Now it's like 13. I went to Panda Express the other day. I had a plate with a medium drink. It came out to like $19, I think. Today with Chipotle, I didn't even get anything extra, bro. It was just my regular burrito, steak, beans, rice with salsa, right? Oh, I did add queso. That's what it was. It was queso added and an Olipop, right? That was also like $19. Why is eating out by yourself $20 now? Why does it take $20 to eat for one day, bro? And look, that's just one meal. There's people who eat more than that. But in my personal opinion, if I'm eating like a $20 meal, I should be satisfied for the whole day. You know, it should be like 1,500 calories at least.
Let me just say this also, okay? When you are coming out to these upscale restaurants, make sure you have some just-in-case money. Because it's no reason why I had a table the other day that I asked, you know, do you want bottled water or you want, you know, tap water? Yeah, let me get bottled water. Fine. Bottled water. Cool. Bring the bottle out. Pour the bottle. You feel me? It's like this much left in the bottle because it's like a 750 liter. Dude, like, can we take the bottle back? We don't want to drink anymore. What the fuck are you saying to me right now? And I'm like, unfortunately, once we open the bottle, we can't return the bottle. Why do you really think it's okay for you to think that you are going to sip out of this bottle and then, oh yeah, I don't want it no more. You can take it off the tab. Y'all need to go to places y'all can afford because y'all be trying to go to these upscale restaurants and y'all can't afford them.
So apparently people aren't tipping their Uber drivers, okay? I avoid Ubers because even the tip sometimes is so much. They're like, wait, you tip your Uber drivers? And I'm like, you don't? I come to find out most people don't tip their Uber drivers. I feel like it's one of those weird things where I'm not sure if you should or not. You know what I mean? Like, okay, going out to dinner, you know, they live off of tips. Like, that's how they make their money. You have to tip. Versus at a coffee shop, maybe you don't necessarily have to tip. I don't know what the standard is for Ubers. I mean, okay, if it's like a really long drive and they're helping my suitcase, you should definitely tip. But I feel like if it's like a 5-minute drive in New York City and they're not really doing anything, I get why you want it.
My child asked me why we tip in America and we don't in other countries. And so I responded by saying, do you want the short answer or the long answer? Because that's usually what I say. And they responded both, because that's usually what they say. So I said, short answer is slavery and the result thereof. And they were like, can you explain longer? And I go, yes. Imagine if you have a bunch of enslaved people and you treat them very cruelly. One of the things that enslaved and oppressed people will have to do as a survival tactic is to be polite to their masters, especially in the house, especially in things that are service oriented. Now imagine you had to free all of those enslaved people, but you didn't really want to free them and you wanted to make sure you maintain the status quo. Would you institute a system in which you paid them a fair, livable wage and just expected them to behave like decent human beings? You cannot do that because you, in your human beingness, have oppressed people with cruelty and with enslavement. And so therefore you would then institute a system in which any kind of service industry, any kind of service occupation would not be paid simply for the doing of that job with the human expectation of kindness. Instead, what you would make sure is to have a system in which they have to be polite to you in order to have a livable wage, and that you as the oppressor could have control over that by justifying their wage with a tip that would be dependent on how polite they were to you, so that these formerly enslaved people or future enslaved people will have to be polite to you. And they thought about that and they were like, that makes a lot of sense and is also terrible and not fair. And I said, yes, I think most other countries have figured that out by now, and hopefully America will catch up.
Let's see how much the prices have changed in over 20 years. This is 2005, 2015, and current 2025. What's a typical price for a burger where you're at? Like fresh burgers, we do fresh here. Breakfast prices back in 2025. Shout out to my mom for naming a meal after me. This is what I ate every single day. This is what my brother ate, and then this one was my grandma's. These menus don't have breakfast on them, so let's go to lunch. Let's start with 2005 hamburgers, $2.25 on burger nights. They were $1.25. In 2015, they were $2.95. I'm not sure what burger night was, and then current they are $4.50, and then on burger nights we do $3.25. I think the sides are probably the biggest jump. Like the cheese balls were $2.75 back in 2005. In 2015 they were $3.75, and now they're $5.50, and we like barely make any money on cheese balls. Instead of reading all these, if you guys want to pause them and look, this is 2005's, 2015's, and the back, and current prices, and the back.
I don't want battered and fried buffalo cauliflower at a restaurant that charges $45 per person. I don't want fried cauliflower. I want tofu. I want protein. If you're serving marinated and blackened and sauteed and chimichurri animal proteins, what is your excuse? Don't even get me started on serving falafel as the only vegetarian main. Your falafel is dry, and your cauliflower breading is so soggy. Do better.
I think we can all agree that eating at a restaurant has become like ridiculously priced in the past few years. We cook at home most of the times, but like, you know, we like to go out like once or twice a week. And I honestly feel like we cannot, me and my husband, cannot go out to lunch or dinner without spending $50+ and we don't even drink. A couple months ago now, like me and my husband kind of just looked at each other after going to like, you know, a moderately priced restaurant and being like, that like was not worth it. And we kind of just decided then and there that we were either going to go like the fast casual chain restaurant route or go to a really nice restaurant where we knew that we were going to get a great meal and it'd be worth what we were paying for. This has kind of helped with that balance of like, you know, sometimes we don't want to cook. Sometimes we want like a great experience. But like we weren't getting that like value out of going to the mediocre restaurant and it being like worth our money. So if you kind of feel like how we do, I don't know, this might be something to help your budget or just kind of like help your sanity in these times where like you can't get a reasonably priced meal at a restaurant.
You know what the worst thing is after a wonderful night is when you get charged a kitchen fee. 4% kitchen fee. What the fuck is that? Here we go again. So this happened again here in California in Santa Monica. Had a great night. We were celebrating. The food was great. I mean, we had no idea that so many things. So we ordered 2 shots of tequila and we were like, oh, house tequila is fine. We got charged $36 for 2 shots. What the F? And then not only that, that's like $18 a shot. Not to mention the kitchen fee, 4%. I mean, the food was good and all, but like, come on. Like, why do you do that? No one even informed us about this. And then as soon as the check arrives, you know, they come with like the actual machine and they make you like select the tip option right away. And the lowest tip option is 20%, 22%, 25%. I mean, that's okay. But like, if 20% is like the minimum you guys require on top of the 4% and the tax that you added on top of that, and the $18 shot, I wasn't happy about that. But we had such a great night, but that just left a bad taste in my mouth. You know what I mean? Who else is having the same problem? I'm sure a lot of people are. But another thing that I want to mention is that here in California, everyone gets paid minimum wage at least, which is like $15, $16 at this point. In West Hollywood, minimum wage is $19.50 now, guys. So I have a friend who quit her management job to be a server here in California because you can make a lot of money. And now we're like, tip is like 25% minimum and then 10% tax. Like, that's a fucking lot of money. You know what I mean? A little frustrated about this.
Anytime you walk into a restaurant, ask them, who's your food vendor? And if they say Cisco, just know you about to eat a Lunchable for $40. Like I fucking said, I'ma eat it though.
Okay guys, so I have to do a vent. I have to rant for a second because yesterday I went out for my friend's birthday and we went to an Italian restaurant, and honestly, no hatred towards Italian food. It's just not my cup of tea. Not because it's bad, but it's like I love Indian food, like I love Peruvian, like I just love very diverse type of food, and I don't know, not really my favorite. Doesn't mean I have anything against it. Anyways, so we went to Italian because that's her favorite, and we went to this place and we were like, okay, it's very fancy, super excited. I ordered chicken parm because I honestly just wanted to stay on the safe side, and I don't really care for like oil-based pasta and things like that. Like I really wanted a tomato-based, so I was like, let me just get chicken parm. My fault for not really reading the menu. I just assumed that chicken parm comes with pasta. It doesn't, I guess. It's literally just chicken and Parmesan cheese, which I get because like the name's in it, but I just assumed it came with pasta. Tell me why. I couldn't finish it. I had drinks and stuff, so like I just didn't finish it. This is like half of it, right? But tell me why I paid $30 for fucking chicken and Parmesan cheese, or $35. This is why I can't do Italian food, because $35 fucking for chicken, not even pasta included. Oh my god, like restaurants are such a fucking ripoff nowadays. I hate it.
I completely agree. I have this conversation Matt and I do not eat out very often. Once a week we might go to like a Burger King, again, an Impossible Whopper, simply because we're out running errands and everything is far away here. So but just to eat out at a restaurant like that, it is just not something we do. So one, it was a little disappointing. Looking at the prices, obviously we ordered first. If the food was really, really good, it wouldn't have been bad. But my baked mac and cheese would kick their mac and cheese's butt any day of the week. Just saying. Not saying it was bad. It was fine. It was fine. It's just honestly for that price and knowing what I can make at home, it does make it just a little less palatable, for lack of a better word. So let me get my words. Matt and I talk about this all the time. Like, we'll go to let me back up. So this restaurant was an all vegan menu, and I'm willing to pay a little bit more for that simply because I can go into the restaurant and not have to worry about anything. Where the price gouging really comes into play, not just at places like this, is when you go to a non-vegan restaurant and then you're like, can I not have that? Can I not have that? Can I not have that? And then they're like, well, you can add vegan cheese for an upcharge. I'm like, dude, I just removed like 7 things from this product and I'm adding 1. Why don't you take away for all the stuff that I remove and then upcharge for the stuff that I add? Does not happen. I don't know if there's anywhere in the world that does do that. That would be amazing. But it is a little frustrating because it does feel like just because I eat a certain way that if I want something added that's special, it's an upcharge. Everything's an upcharge. It costs more. But I'm inevitably always removing items from those dishes, but I never get a downcharge. I want downcharges. Ruby says, hey. Ruby, where are you going? Ruby says, hi. Downcharging. It should be a thing.